Welcome to WebMBA 6080, Management Information Systems. I'm Dr. Amy Woszczynski, also known as Dr. Amy, and I'm looking forward to the semester. Let me begin by welcoming you to the course and the WebMBA program and outlining what we will be covering. Let's start with a welcome and outline the agenda to be covered. Next, we will look at the professors for the course. Then we will go through an outline of the course material. Next, we will look at the textbook for the course. Then we will go through and outline all of the course material. After that, we will discuss grading and then how you get in touch with me. And last, we will look at where to go if you have additional questions. Let's look at the professors for this course. You might say, why do I care about the other instructors? Well, we used a team-based approach to develop the course, capitalizing on the strengths of each of us. We divided the course into 5 modules, and each of us developed and presented the content for our area of expertise. We jointly developed all assignments, quizzes, and discussion board postings. And of course, I will be grading all of your assignments. Dr. Joy Godin from Georgia College and State University is the course coordinator. You may have met her at your orientation session. Last alphabetically is me, Dr. Amy Woszczynski from KSU. Most students call me Dr. Amy, and that's fine. You can call me Amy or Professor W or whatever you are comfortable with. As my dad used to say, I don't care what you call me, just call me. I had a professional picture of me in here like the rest, but it was about 10 years old. Didn't look anything like me. Plus, I never dress up anymore, even business casual. So I decided to put this one in. Now let's take a look at the course description. Some of you may say, I don't want to do any programming, or this course scares me to death. You know what? I don't want to do any programming either. Been there, done that, no need to go back. Instead, this course looks at the management of information systems and presents a framework for how technology can help or hurt managers as they make decisions. WebMBA 6080 looks at technology's impact on business. How can technical and non-technical employees and managers use technology to make decisions? We've all heard of big data, which is simply making sense of large amounts of data. We will look at ways of providing timely, relevant, and accurate data to the organization using technology in a strategic manner. We will also talk about privacy. Do you have any privacy? Probably not. How about at work if you send an email message? Obviously, that's not private. You're using the organization's infrastructure, technology, bandwidth, domain, etc. What's less clear, however, is how organizations should use the big data and the information gathered from their service, gathered from that. At what point does it cross the line and violate privacy expectations? It's difficult to protect customer privacy. Have any of you been the victim of identity theft? How about part of the population that was affected by a data breach? Anybody report their credit to Equifax? We actually have no option there. They are federally regulated and allowed to gather all our financial data. It's not like I can stop using their services. There are other instances, however. Anybody affected by the Target breach, the original kind of big breach that we had? or the Facebook privacy violations, or Home Depot, or Anthem. Organizations must do what they can to secure the information and data assets they own and develop a plan to recover when the inevitable breach, and it will, occurs. Which brings us to cybersecurity. Cybersecurity is a problem for all employees. As IT professionals, you work to secure the network and the internal and external data you collect and the products, services you sell. However, those outside of IT must be vigilant as well. Follow password policies. Don't share your login credentials with anyone. Don't try to access data that you're not authorized to see. Don't misuse funds. Don't open suspicious emails, etc. It's a huge problem, and we'll be discussing it in this course. Throughout the course, we will apply academic theories to business practice. This is not a theoretical MBA program which explores only academic research. Instead, we look at those policies, procedures, processes, and theories that determine how we can use technology to benefit the organization. We apply what we talk about to real-world situations. While I know you enjoy hearing my lectures, they are very well done, I must admit. We go well beyond that. Yes, we do have lectures for each chapter, although we divide them into smaller chunks to allow you to take a break as you're viewing. We also apply what we discuss in class to do a better job of managing projects, a skill that all IT professionals and others in the organization need to improve chances of success. You'll get the opportunity to learn from each other. This is a cohort program, and your teammates have diverse backgrounds and experiences. We all learn from each other. Me included, I always learn new and interesting things from my students. Finally, you'll get an opportunity to use a modified version of SAP to solve a simulated big data problem and then recommend management solutions. SAP is a good skill to have in your toolbox, and it looks pretty good on your resume. Whatever tool you use for data analysis, going through the SAP project should be beneficial. In addition, you'll get the chance to put together information on an emerging technology, drones, driverless cars, chatbots, AI medical robots, etc., into a voice-over PowerPoint presentation. Have you never used VoiceOver? Great! You'll get some experience at that in this course. You will use big data to analyze trends through the SAP project. We will intentionally complete ethical analyses throughout the course. You should always consider ethics in everything you do. Somebody is always watching, no matter what you're doing or where you are. Finally, you'll get the opportunity to interview the CIO at your organization, or as close as you can get if you work in a very large global organization. For instance, one of my students worked at Coca-Cola a couple of semesters ago. She wasn't able to get in to see the CIO, but she was able to talk to someone up the line who had technology responsibilities. That's perfectly fine. Other times, students are very surprised when even at a large organization, they get in to see the CIO. They're usually very happy to speak with you if they can. COVID gives you the perfect opportunity to talk to them over Teams or Zoom. Let's look at the textbook for the course. Information Technology for Managers, 2nd edition, by George W. Reynolds. Ebooks are fine. International editions are not fine. Next, we'll look at the course outline. There are 5 learning modules. Each learning module includes some combination of the following: readings, quizzes, projects, discussion boards. Looking at the 5 modules for MIS, Module 1 is Strategy, People, and Processes. You can see that this module includes 3 chapters, while some include 2 chapters. The chapters are grouped together into meaningful modules by the professors of the course. Module 2 is Project Management and Collaboration. Module 3 is E-commerce and Knowledge Management. Module 4 is Enterprise and Business Intelligence. Finally, Module 5 is IT Governance, Security, and Legal Ethical Issues. Students always want to know about grading guidelines, so let's take a look. Quizzes are 12% of the grade, 12 quizzes, 1% each. Projects are 80%, and discussion boards are 8%. For the quizzes, there are 12 chapters with 1 quiz per chapter. Note the due dates are all at 11:59 p.m. You may work ahead if you know that you will be unable to have internet access due to travel plans. The projects are 80% of the grade with 3 team and 3 individual assignments. The 3 team projects are the project plan using MS Project or any project app, the emerging technology project presentation, and the business intelligence SAP project. Individual projects build off the CIO interview with a script, an ethical analysis, and a technology evaluation. Details and grading guidelines on all assignments are available in D2L Brightspace. Discussion board postings are worth 8%. You will have an opportunity to view all the other groups' emerging technology presentations. Then you'll choose one of the technologies that show potential for strategic growth in your organization or an organization of your choice. The discussion board posting is an individual assignment. One question I always get is, when will you return graded assignments? Since never is not the correct choice, I try to return assignments within 1 to 2 weeks of the due date. If I'm going to be unavoidably late, I will post to the discussion board and let you know. Note that I do not grade discussion board postings until the post and response are completed, if applicable. You may absolutely submit early, but it's highly likely I won't grade early. Each of the quizzes are automatically graded. If you believe a quiz question was incorrectly marked wrong, please let me know. If you want to talk to me, how can you find me? You are always welcome to text me or email me from D2L. If you have a question about an assignment, it's likely someone else does as well. Thus, I suggest you post on the Q&A discussion board first. If you know the answer to a question on the discussion board, please respond. If you want to talk to me, you may call my KSU office phone, although I'm rarely in the office. If you leave a voicemail message, however, I will be notified via email and will respond. You may also call me on my personal cell phone number, text only unless we schedule a telephone conversation, and please keep my number private since I don't share it with my other classes. I'm also available via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, FaceTime, Signal, Facebook Messenger, etc. I ask that you schedule a video call prior to your call. If you prefer another platform to video conference, let me know and I may already have an account there. If you're ever looking for me, my ID is almost always a Wozy. That's my first initial and first 7 of my last name. The email address I was given back in 2000 by KSU. And nobody else ever has that as a user ID. I wonder why. Would you like to learn more about me? You can take a look at some of my publications on bPress, Digital Commons, or look at some of my work history on LinkedIn. Finally, let's take a look at how you ask questions. I gave you all of my contact information previously, so feel free to use whatever medium is most relevant for your context. I do ask that if you have a question about an assignment or project, please post it to Q&A. If you have the questions, others probably do as well. And if you or another student knows the answer, please post it. You don't have to wait on me. If the question is more personal and not something relevant to the rest of the class, send me an email or use one of the other methods of contacting me described previously. Let's look back and make sure we covered all of the topics here. I welcomed you to the class and introduced the professors who collaborated together to improve the course for you. I described the intent of the course and its focus on how technology can be used to improve organizational effectiveness. This is not a programming course. You may review the textbook and acquire it in whatever medium is best for your needs. I then went through a fairly detailed outline of the course, followed by grading guidelines and expectations. Finally, I told you how to contact me and what to do if you had questions. Let's get started. 10,